Welcome to the Thursday Night GT Championship by Race Department on PS4 Project Cars 2. First of all, best wishes for the new year. I hope you all had a good Christmas and a good New Year's Eve. And tonight we have the first race of the year, and we are at the Red Bull Ring in Spielberg, Austria. There have been quite some changes again due to the new game, new updates, and a couple of cars were banned. Last race was the first one since the new patch. A couple of cars were banned because they were deemed overpowered. So that were the Ferrari, the Ginetta, the Porsche, and that's it, I believe. And no, that's it. And we did some more testing, and the conclusion was that most cars are pretty equal actually. So the new balance of performance seems to be working. It's just like in real life that some cars have an advantage at certain tracks and other cars have advantages at other tracks. So everybody was allowed to choose a new car. A big exception, because usually all drivers pick a car at the beginning of the season and they are allowed to switch only once during the complete season. Because of the new patch and the changes, we decided to give everybody the chance to pick a new car. So there have been quite some changes, and even I don't have all the changes, but we'll go through the list of drivers and we'll see which car they're driving and which livery they're using. From what I have right now, I can see there are a couple of Ferraris, a couple of Renaults, the RS01 that is. There's a Cadillac, there's an Audi, Porsches, and more Renaults. So we'll see how it goes. Right now we are watching Oz, and he is the first to set a time. He did a 1:29.3, and Gaz already beat that time with a 29. Oz did a 29.8. Gaz just beat it by half a second. Did a 29.3. Closely followed, and Scooby and Oz set the exact same time, a 29.855. Yesterday in the last practice session, things were really close. I got a screenshot saying that the first 10 drivers were within 1.1 second of each other. So that promises quite a lot for tonight. And the fastest time that I could see that was set then was a 29.5. So we'll see a lot of 29.5s to mid 30s, high 30s in the top 10, that is. So we've been watching Oz for a while now. He is in the 64 Audi. Let's see what the current pole sitter is doing. Oh, and that is Oz doing a 29 flat. Let's take a look at the number 2. This is Gaz. He is in the 61 Ferrari. I'll have to write down the number. So the 61 Ferrari is Gaz. He started out this season in the McLaren. and they made the switch to the Ferrari, and with they I mean the whole team. No, I stand corrected because this is his teammate. This is Liam. Liam is in the M6, the BMW M6. So this is probably top 5. This is probably one of the few races that they're not driving in the same car. Liam and Gaz are driving for Spam Fritters Racing, and Spam Fritters Racing has been the same team for over 3-4 seasons now, and they've practically always driven the same car. In Project Cars 1, that was the BMW M3, and since Project Cars came out, since Part 2 came out, they switched to the McLaren, and now Liam has switched back since the new patch to the M6. So let's get back to the number 3. Currently is Killer Ramsey. Killer Ramsey is currently doing a 29.6, and we see him sliding out right into the pit box. He was driving the Ferrari, and I thought I saw 64. Okay, so next, here we are with Scooby. And Scooby is driving the Porsche, and he is driving the Porsche number 911. He and his teammate Ben are both driving the Porsche, and Ben is driving the 912. We'll get to that later. Currently, Ben hasn't set a real fast time yet, but he will, because he is definitely one of the faster drivers in this league. So next up is Skanky Puppy, also known as Matt. Matt is doing a 29.9, is currently in 5th, and he is driving the 31 Ferrari. He's been using this Ferrari since we started this season in October, and didn't make a switch after the patch, except for last race because the Ferrari was banned. Let's go to Jamie. Jamie is always the odd one out, and he always wants to be the odd one out. He doesn't like to race the same car that everyone does, and he has a good point there. We all like some diversity on the track. The main thing is, of course, that we want to see some action on track. So if there's 20 Ferraris and 1 Cadillac, and there's still quite some action on the track, oh well, then so be it. But I like to see Jamie back in the Cadillac because he's always been a big fan of the Cadillac. So he has switched to the I believe it's the number 85, or is it now the 84? 84 it is. So that has been noted. And here we are again with Liam in the M6. Here we are with Benji. This is the first one we see in the Renault. This is the RS01. This is the only GT3 car available in Project Cars 2 with 7 gears, which is not an advantage per se. Just want to bring out that fact. So Benji is driving the Renault. I haven't seen which number yet. 16. Alright, so the white Oculus Renault. Personally, I very much like the car. I mean the design of the car. Benji is currently 9th. Let's skip back to number 8, where Ben Milden has set a time. Ben has set a time of 30 seconds flat, and like I told before, he is in the Porsche, the number 912. And let's see here. This is a new driver in the league. This is Paul Scott. Paul Scott is driving the Ferrari number 48, if I'm correct. Yes, the 48 Ferrari. And he has teamed up with Jeremy, also known as, here he comes, Knight 4001. And he is driving the 63 Ferrari. So, another couple of Ferraris, and here we, Adam just went to the pits. Here we have the other rookie in the TNGTC, and this is Pro Fubby, and Pro Fubby is driving the Porsche and the 182. I'll have to write that down. 182. So he has been testing with a couple of the guys in the past week, and he has proven to be quite fast. He has done some other leagues in from other other leagues before, and he has now joined the TNGTC. And then we have Jonathan Seekings, also known as Seeks. He is also driving the Renault, the RS01, but he is driving the 39, the Petroblast Renault, and he has been overtaken by Liam. So, I think that's all of the drivers for today. Let's go through it again. Oz still has set a fastest time with a 29 flat. There are 2 hotspots tonight. As always, turn 1 and turn 7, which is coming up right now. This one at the pit entry. Go wide there, and go wide too often, and you'll get penalty seconds or even penalty points. If you have too many penalty points, you'll get a qualifying ban. So, turn 7 is a hotspot. The other hotspot is turn 1. There's no one at turn 1 right now. Excuse me. Turn 1, you are allowed to extend in some way. You can go on the AstroTurf, the green zone, outside of the curbs, but you're not allowed to get any wheels on the red zone outside of the AstroTurf. I'll show you in a couple of seconds. Here we are with Scooby. Just went through turn 7, here through the final turn. There are only 8 corners on this track. It's a very short track, but with the elevation differences, it's still an interesting track. Here's turn 1, and here you can see he goes on the green. Let's go back some more. Let's see who we have. Here we are with Liam. You can see, and that is not allowed. So that was a good example. It was a bit late. Let's see if I can find another driver that's close. So watch Benji coming up to turn 1 in the Renault. This is allowed, this is allowed. So that's good. You could even go more on the AstroTurf. You can bring more speed into the corner. Well, let's just watch a couple of different drivers so you can get used to the cars and their styles. And if you don't know the track, you can get a bit of knowledge about the track. Here's turn 7, the other hotspot. If you go wide here, it'll cost you eventually. Okay, so here is a lap around the Red Bull Ring. Turn 1, the Castrol Edge, again with the hotspot. This is not allowed. These are not counted as turns. Hard braking here, usually back to first or second. Don't go wide there, that'll cost you time. This is another straight. Hard braking again, back to second. Don't go wide. Okay. Again, not a corner. Here we are at Rauch. Turn 4, officially. This is the Worth curve. And then turn 6 over here. Here's a nice straight onto turn 7. This is the Rindt corner. And again, the final corner, the Red Bull Mobile. And that's a lap around the Red Bull Ring, about 1.5 minutes. And as you can see, if we scroll down, you can see there's only a difference of 1.5 seconds between in the top 12 drivers. Here we have Pro Fubby. He is still a rookie, so this is his first race in the league, and with only 2.2 seconds behind the pole sitter, that's not too bad. And then we have Six, who hasn't set a time. He has 1 minute 20 left to set a time, or he will start last. So currently we have Oz in the lead on pole with a 29 flat, followed by Gaz, only 2/10 behind. Then we have Scooby in third, and Killer Ramsey fourth. So let's see what cars are in the top 3. We have Oz, and Oz is in the Audi on pole. Then we have Gaz driving the Ferrari, and Scooby is driving the Porsche. So that's 3 manufacturers in the top 3, the top spots for the start of the race. For all who are watching, you are welcome to the race, round 15 of a total of 41 in season 6 of the Thursday Night GT Championship. If you have any questions, just let us know through the live chat, and I'll answer them either on the chat or I'll comment on it during the stream. Okay, so qualifying session is officially over. we have had 20 minutes, and will Six be able to set an official time? I'll just have to see and wait, or wait and see, whichever you like. Let's do that last piece on board. On board in the cockpit. And there it is. And still no time by Six. So he will start last. Alright. That's it for the qualifying session. Still 50 seconds remaining, but that wasn't enough for Six to do another lap. So no valid time for Six. And here we have Oz on pole, Gaz second, Scooby is in third, with Killer Ramsey on the second starting row. Then we have Matt, also known as Skanky, Liam in sixth, Jamie with the Cadillac in seventh, Ben Milton in the Porsche, eighth, Benji in the Renault, ninth. He is the fastest in the Renault tonight. Adam in 10th, also in the Renault. Paul Scott and Jeremy in the Ferraris, 11th and 12th. Profabi and Six, the last two of tonight. The final row in the Porsche and the Renault. So as you can see, this is not a real strong track for the Renault. There are 3 Renaults on track, and the fastest is currently 9th. There's not a specific car that does very well here, as you can see, because we have here an Audi, Ferrari, Porsche, Ferrari, BMW. So that's the top 6, and that's 4 different cars. So that's good to see. And now we'll just have to wait what the race will bring. And now the drivers have 2 minutes to finish their setups, their pit strategies. It's very important to set those right, because there is a mandatory pit stop. It's not in-game. I mean, the pit stop is in-game, of course, but we didn't set it through the rules. But this is just one of our league rules. You have to pit once, or at least once, during the feature race. So this race is 26 laps, and you'll see that most drivers will be pitting somewhere between lap 10 and 13. If it's really close, you're gonna see a couple of undercuts, and sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. So pit strategy is very important. If you set it wrong, or if you don't set it at all, you can set it while on track, but it's pretty hard to use those controls and set it while you're steering, driving, braking, and everything. So set it before, and make sure you confirm it while you're in the race, because sometimes there's still a glitch that you don't get the tires that you set. So that's the problem. Well, here we are, and we're off. Oz has a decent start, but Gaz is next to him. He's on the inside, and he goes wide there. Oz There's a bit of contact between the two. Scooby is following the battle, waiting to strike and try and overtake. Battle's pretty close. Oz is on the inside, and he has taken the lead again. And now it's a battle between Gaz and Scooby. They're side by side, coming up to turn 3. He's trying on the outside, but that turn is way too sharp to go outside there. And Scooby went on the inside for second place. Gaz isn't giving up. He's still on the tail, closely followed by Skanky Puppy, also in a Ferrari. So that's close top 4 in the first lap. Here we are at turn 7, the hot spot. So don't go too wide here. And here we have the whole field in one shot. Yes, practically. And you can see some action over here. This is Liam fighting for position, and who was that? That was Skanky. Yes, dropped down all the way to 11th place. Spun at turn 1. Lost a lot of positions. He was 4th. Here we are now with Liam in 5th position in the BMW M6 GT3. And is he forming a train, or is it just close? He is followed by Killer Ramsey, Ben Milden and Adam Morris are very close behind. Benji's close behind. Paul Scott, one of the rookies, is also following very closely. Let's go back to the front, where we can see it's still a close battle between Oz, Scooby and Gaz in 1, 2 and P3. And Jamie is 4th in the Cadillac. That is very good to see. He is very good in the Cadillac. He has always liked the car, and he was glad that it made its return to Project Cars 2. It was a bit underpowered in Project Cars 1, but now with the new balance of performance, he's doing very well again in this car. So he's a bit in a bit of a nowhere land right now. No man's land, sorry about that. But in a comfortable 4th position, and there has to be only one slight mistake by one of these 3 drivers and he'll be up there in the top 3. Meanwhile, they continue steadily. Not a real battle, but it's very close. And here we have Liam defending his position from Killer Ramsey. He is looking on different sides, trying to pass. And meanwhile, Ben is behind him. Oh, sorry, that's Ramsey. No, that's Ben in the Porsche. So you can see here Liam in the black M6, followed by Ramsey in the red and white Ferrari, followed by Ben Milden in the 912 Porsche, who's trying to make a move. He's taking a look outside. Not enough room. And you'd almost say it's a Liam train right now, but it's just too close to make a statement like that yet. Ben is again looking on the outside. Let's get on board with Ben for a while to see it from his point of view. You can see how Ramsey is trying to pass, and he is going on the outside at turn 2, which is way too sharp for that. a real sharp turn. That's almost a hairpin. But again, he is trying. Liam is defending the inside for turn 2. And they're side by side. He is in front, but will he keep the outside? Still side by side, and now Ramsey is in an advantage because he is on the inside, and he is already in front of Liam. And meanwhile, Ben is the spectator here of this nice battle going on. He's closely following and looking for an opportunity to overtake himself, to overtake Liam himself, not to overtake himself, of course. And what happened there? Let's go to... He went inside. There must have been something wrong with his car. Maybe an accident. Maybe some damage. We'll have to see, but he is falling back way, way behind now. All the way to 11th, and he'll be probably end up last. There must be something wrong here now. Six is out. He's been out for a long time. We have Jeremy, who retired, obviously. And here we are with Liam in the pits, probably repairing some damage to the car. Meanwhile, let's go back to the front where Oz has taken a slight lead. He has taken a lead of 1.2 seconds over Scooby, who has his own lead of about a second over Gaz. And here we are back with Ben in the Porsche, still right behind Killer Ramsey. Sorry about that. And in turn 1 he is not close enough, and in the back we can see a battle. This is not a battle. This is Benji and Adam, Benji, and this is Seeks. So Seeks is being lapped, or he's trying to unlap himself. Either way, he is practically as fast as Benji. And side by side through turn 3. And meanwhile, here is Matt in the yellow Ferrari, closing in on the two Renaults as they are battling. And they shouldn't be battling because Seeks in the green Renault is definitely at least one lap behind, but probably more because he is 8 minutes behind Scott, who is a race leader. And what happened here? Ozef must have made a mistake. But he is still really on the back of the Porsche. And he's going for the inside. That's a good move. So he's back in the lead. And Gaz is still on the tail of those two, followed by Jamie, who is getting closer. He is only 3 seconds behind Oz. So he is taking advantage of the battles in front of him. And let's see, he's just too far to get a good view of the battle in front of him. get back to the track side. Also in no man's land is Killer Ramsey. He is about 2 seconds apart from the guy in front and the guy behind. And here we have Ben battling with Adam. So Ben probably made a mistake, or there has been some contact with Killer Ramsey, because he is quite far from Killer Ramsey now. Tried to go on the inside of Adam there in turn 1, which failed and cost him time. And then we go up to turn 2. He's close, but not close enough. I don't know if there's something wrong with the timing, because it looks like Seeks is battling for position, but on my screen he is 14th and he is still behind, while Jeremy has retired and is in the pits, so there must be something wrong there. Meanwhile, let's go to Pro Fuddy, also one of the... Oh, what's happening there? And we have another retirement. Well, let's go to the other rookie then. Here we are with Paul Scott in the 48 Ferrari. He is currently in 10th. Can't say that for sure. Now I know that Seeks is still driving, but let's keep it 10th for now. And here we are with Benji. He qualified as fast as in the Renault, but currently we have, this is the fastest Renault, the black and blue, and this is number, I don't have the number yet, number 17. So this is Adam Morris, number 17, Renault RS01. He and Benji also form up a team, and they are driving for Snakes Unite Racing. Also very, very fast drivers. And here he is, still closely followed by Ben, who is going very wide there, overshot the turn. And that is one of the hot spots. That was turn 7, or was that turn 8 already? He lost a lot of time again there. And meanwhile, back in front, we have Oz still leading the race after he briefly lost his first place to Scooby, who has fallen back about a second and a half now, but Gaz isn't letting him go. He is one of the fastest drivers, and well, it seems that he is very, very fast in that Ferrari. He is only about 3/10 behind Scooby, and he will be making an attack somewhere this race. And if not, he's just waiting for Scooby to make a mistake and take over that second position. This is a short track, like I said before, with only 8 turns, and it's pretty hard to overtake here, even though you have a couple of straights where you can try to get some lift off of the driver in front of you. Then again, the straights are too short to get a good lift. So you just have to stay close and wait for the other driver to make a mistake. And now he's really close. He's really looking for a gap anywhere for one slight mistake by Scooby to take over that second place. Gaz is the current champion, TNGTC, triple champion actually, triple champion season 3, 4, and 5. And currently he is in second place. Am I right? I'll have to double check that. Yes. Oz has 199 points and is leading the championship so far, followed by Gaz with 179. And here he goes, trying to make a move on the inside, going up to turn 2. Sorry, outside then, but can he make it stick? No, he can't, but he's definitely trying here. Going again, Scooby defending the inside. Another very hard turn, almost a hairpin 2. And yes, he made it. And he made it stick. Now going through turn 4. So Gaz took over second position from Scooby, who is now in third. And let's see what's happening there. Ben Milton has passed Adam. And we have the first one to pit for the regular pit stops in lap 13. And we have some others following. It's Scooby's teammate Ben, who is entering the pits, and Adam came in as well. And we have Killer Ramsey. They are all very close, so they won't be taking any chances. If you go for another lap and your tires are really gone with the others, fresh tires, on temperature, less fuel than at the start of the race, of course. So you can lose a lot of time there. And what's happening here? Benji is closing in on Skanky. Went a bit wide there. Again on the final turn, which cost him a lot of time. Okay, so here we have the race leader Oz in the pits and Gaz as well. And let's see how that turns out. We have some other action on track. Not really close. Here we have Killer Ramsey and Skanky close to each other, battling for 8th position. And we are back on track with Oz and Gaz. They went in at the same time, did not lose any time there. So currently we have a Cadillac in the number 1 position. Jamie is currently leading the race. He has to pit yet, so he will lose that position again eventually. And here he is entering the pits, going for his pit stop in lap 14, halfway through the race. And now we have our rookie Paul Scott leading the race for now. He also still has to pit, so he will fall back more, but for a rookie leading the race, even though it is after during the pit stops, it's still quite impressive. And also he is entering the pits, so that means that once Oz has crossed the finish line, here he is back in the lead. And now we can see the difference between him and Gaz is about 3.7 seconds. Jamie is still in the pits, and he is out. He's lost quite some time. And Scooby made a nice pit stop, because he is back in 2nd position after the pit stop. So either he made a really quick pit stop, or Gaz had lost a bit of time there, because there is quite some gap between him and Oz. So the top 3 is back to what it was a couple of laps ago. Oz is in the lead after 15 laps, followed by Scooby with about 2.5 seconds of time behind him. Then we have Gaz with about 1.5 seconds behind Scooby. And then there's quite a gap. Jamie is now over 11 seconds away from Gaz. Now in battle with Ben Milden. Oh, and he made a slight mistake there. And again, even though he has fresh tires, and Ben will definitely benefit from this, he is on the inside for turn 1, and he has passed Jamie. But he hasn't given up. He had a better exit coming out of turn 1, and he is back in front of Ben coming up to turn 2. And is Ben able to do anything again? Will he do? And yes, they are side by side, and he is back in front. And we have a battle on our hands here for 4th position. Again, side by side for turn 3. Ben did have the advantage of the inside. Meanwhile, Adam is really luring for an opportunity. And he goes a bit wide there, losing another position, this time to Adam. He was doing very well until the pit stop. Maybe he chose the wrong tires, pressures are off maybe, or is it just that he lost his concentration after the pit stop? No, it's only a 40-minute race, but during a race like this, well, costs a lot of concentration. And you often see that after the pit stops, some of the concentration just has disappeared, and it makes it harder to finish a race, even though you have fresh tires and less fuel, so you should have more grip. And you can see that car, the Cadillac, is faster than the Renault, because Jamie is now trying to overtake Adam again and take back his position. And there was almost some contact there. And he claimed back his 5th position from Adam. And let's see what's going here. On here we see that Gaz is within a second of Scooby. So maybe we'll see the battle for second place in the final laps of the race. Meanwhile, Six is still last on my timing, but that can't be true because, well, Jeremy is still retired. And here we have Benji. We're not used to seeing Benji somewhere around this position. Usually he is quite a lot faster. Maybe it's just getting used to the Renault. The Renault isn't the fastest car on this track, like I said before. That could have something to do with it, although Adam is doing, well, they're doing pretty much similar times. Adam is doing a 31.3 and Benji is doing a 31.4, so that is pretty similar. But if you look at the times of the other drivers on track, you can see 29.9 for Oz, a lot of 30s. So 31 is definitely a bit slow compared to the others. And we are back with the battle for second. Looking for another one. Let's see. Now we have a nice view of the track and the scenery in the hills of Austria, or actually the mountains. He is still about 1 second away from Scooby. So they're doing pretty similar times. Not able to catch him, but the race isn't over yet. Still 7 laps to go. 6.5. While Oz is getting away and has a lead of about 4 seconds now on Scooby. And here is the number 4 Ben in his 912 Porsche. He won't probably get on the podium unless there's something happening in front of him, but I don't think we'll be seeing some accidents in the top 3. He's 14 seconds away, so that will be a 4th position unless Jamie is able to make another move. He's quite fast in this Cadillac, so maybe he will be able to get back at Ben Hillen for taking over his position and finish 4th. Closely followed by Adam, doing a 30.9, so he's back into the 30s. That's good to see. We made a bit of a mistake there, lost some time. Gotta stay there in that zone. Try to get a bit of a tow from the guy in front of you, especially when your car is a bit slower than the rest of this track. Try to stay close to the guy in front of you. And here we are with Scott, Paul Scott, going through turn 1. He is well, he has no one near him except for the guys in front. Those are, yes, those three. In front you can see Paul Scott driving. He's now coming up to turn 2. But he is 39 seconds behind Liam and 19 seconds in front of Benji. So there won't be happening anything probably until the end of the race. Same goes for Benji. Unless I can see, he's about 2 turns in front of Seeks, so the Renaults are closing the field, and Gaz is closing in on Scooby. He is only 4/10 behind him, and he was about a second behind Scooby a couple of laps ago, with still 5 laps to go. Maybe he will have a chance to get up a step higher on the podium. There's no champagne, there are no official trophies, but podium is very important, and he tries to outbrake Scooby, and he does. There's a bit of contact, and he is in position. Let's get on board with Scooby. Turn 2, tries to outbrake him, and on the outside of turn 3, sorry. But he's still in front. This is a close battle for second position. This will probably last up to the last final lap. And he is very, very close. Has a better exit coming out of that turn, up to turn 7, and is on the inside. Will he make this turn without going wide? Yes, he does. Claims back his second position. Switching back to Gaz, who has a better exit coming out of the final turn, and is now on the inside for turn 1. Track side, and he made it. A switch back by Scooby again, and they're side by side going up to turn 2. This is a very close battle for second. Let's see if they can get through this corner without contact. And Gaz goes wide. Another switch back by Scooby. Gaz is flashing his lights, so he's not agreeing with the action. From here it all seemed fair. We'll have to see the replays to make sure nothing happened there. But for now, Scooby is still in second place. And in front of them is, yes, here's Paul Scott, about to be lapped by the number 2 and 3 of the race. And Gaz is still very close. going through turn 7. And now the final turn, and now Paul Scott has to move, get out of the way, which he does, and he lets the two drivers by. We're still in a close battle. And now he has a good lead going into turn 1. Gaz has a better exit. He's right on his bumper. Going on the inside again. Scooby did not defend that. Going for the switchback again. Apparently he knows his Porsche very well. And knows not to go through the inside too much. They're close, and there's contact, going through turn 3. But they're going through with it, and moving on. And meanwhile, Oz is definitely taking advantage of this battle because he is now 9 seconds ahead of them. So he has this race in the pocket almost. But it ain't over until the fat lady sings, you know. Here we go again. He's going for the inside. No. And Scooby has a good exit coming out of turn 1 this time. Will he be able to get close enough? Defending. Now he's taking the inside. Very wise choice. Gaz is only about a lap and a half. Have to make the move stick. Let's see. Here we are with Jamie and Ben. So Jamie caught up to Ben and now has also about a lap and a half to reclaim 4th. Oh, and he spins! Oh, and he loses another position. That's a nice 360 though, or even a 720. But he loses another position to Adam and is now back in 6th. Back to battle for 2nd. The final time through turn 1. They both have a good exit. And the Ferrari is faster on this part. Which side will Scooby defend this time? Gaz goes for the inside again. Oh, and there's contact. Scooby wasn't able to make a switchback this time. So now he has to do the same to Gaz in turn 3. Get on the inside, but Gaz is defending the inside. Goes on the outside, side by side. Will he make it? No. Back behind Gaz. Will he have a chance to make a move? I'm afraid not. Unless Gaz makes a mistake. And it looks like the battle is done. He's lost too much time to make any moves tick through turn 7. And Oz has crossed the finish line. Totally missed that. Sorry for that. And Scooby is 3rd, but he is flashing his lights, and it seems like he is content with his 3rd place. That's the podium. It's a podium for the Porsche. And we are Ben Millen crossing the line. Adam crossing the line, followed by Jamie, who spun in lap 25, taking out Ben, which is customary in the cool down lap to either do donuts, stupid things, crashing into each other, stuff like that. Anyway, not important. Race is over. So, the winner is Oz in the Audi. Gaz finished not second. He finished second, of course. Scooby third. Ben Milton fourth. Adam fifth. Jamie sixth because of the spin. Skanky seventh. Liam eighth. Benji or Boy Racer ninth. Paul Scott in the points in his rookie race. And we have Jeremy who retired, Ramsey who retired, and Seeks. I think Seeks ended finished 10th. So that was the feature race, round 15 at the Red Bull Ring. And thank you for watching. We will be right back for round 16. In about 10 minutes we will start qualifying. Round 16 is the sprint race, also at the Red Bull Ring. So check back on this channel. We will end this stream and start a new one for the sprint race. So I hope to see you back in about 5 to 10 minutes. And again, thanks for watching. This was the Thursday Night GT Championship by Race Department on Project Cars 2 on PS4.